Meditation has been around forever. Meditation is the means to the receiving mode. That's what it is. It's the means to the receiving mode. It's the means to the expanded view. It's the means to the whole of you. It's the direct route to your vortex. It's the direct route to letting your vortex open and begin funneling into your life experience. And there are a lot of different conversations about meditation, but this is what we're wanting you to understand about it. It's the receiving mode of what's in the vortex. And it's my joyous path to witness the unfolding of these manifestations. Let's say there's 1,000 pieces to a manifestation of something. And let's say that 999 of them are in the becoming mode. And 1 out of 1,000 is when it pops into manifestation. Don't you think you might want to be enjoying the 999 pieces of it and not just be banking on the one as it manifests into the full manifestation? We just don't want you to underestimate, and we want to over accentuate as much as your ears can possibly hear the advantage to doing anything and everything you can to get yourself in the receiving mode of who you really are, because that's the only way you are the blended being that you were born to be. That's the only way the whole of you is engaging in a conversation with someone, or the whole of you is in the process of creating something that will be beneficial globally. Yeah.
I think that I really am deliberately focusing on being on the receiving mode more often, and that is my intention behind the meditation. And as I sit in meditation and quiet my mind, I do get to a good feeling place. I'll sometimes see light, I'll feel detached. Things like that. I'm not in a place where I'm receiving clear thoughts or impulses most of the time.
Well, that's why we're talking to you about it, because we want you to begin expecting that. We want you to expect the subtlety at first of ideas that you know were not your own. We want you to show yourself how easy it is for you to get into the receiving mode. We want you to run around in your life knowing that you are an extension of source energy and that we are all in this together. Because anything less than that will be mediocre by comparison. Your inner being, we promise you, will not send you to the same place every day. Because the things you want are in varied locations.
Yeah, because I'll finish my meditation and say, well, I didn't get a strong impulse, so what the hell am I going to do with the rest of my day?
So then you're not really in the receiving mode, are you? So you're acting out of habit, which is what most people do. That means that with all the years that you've been meditating and all the different ways of approaching meditation, now there's this new way of approaching it, which is quieting your mind and allowing your inner being mind to be dominant. And if your mind is inactive and your inner being's mind is dominant, you will receive an impulse.
So how can I tweak my meditation practice to accomplish that?
You got to quiet your mind. Your mind isn't really quieting. And most people aren't quieting their mind in meditation because they're trying to visualize something, or they're trying to make something happen in meditation. It's like praying and pleading. We're exaggerating because it's not a perfect comparison, but it's like a prayer where you're pleading for a result or an improvement. You're not in the receiving mode while you're pleading for something. While a prayer of appreciation, you're in the receiving mode. You see what we're getting at? Attraction is asking and allowing at the same time.
I've really been listening to your coaching on meditation and applying it to my meditation practice, but clearly I'm not quieting my mind fully. So what else do you recommend? Because I'm not even I'm not receiving and aware that I'm receiving the impulses that are more mundane.
Let us just ask you some questions. So when you sit, are you comfortable?
Yes.
Is it early in the day?
Yes.
And have you deliberately set this time aside so there's nothing nagging at you?
Yes.
And are you focusing on something? So just for a moment, just focus on that sound in the room. Can you hear it? Only that. Slight detachment. Do you feel slight detachment? Is your mind wandering?
A little bit.
Focus on it again. Does your body feel a little different? We're really asking all of you. Some of you are. You feel a little less aware. Harder for you, you're in the spotlight here, but feeling any impulse to move?
Mm-hmm.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
An impulse, not really a thought, not a definable thought, just an impulse.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if your eyes were closed, it would be more evident to you. It's like a willingness to think no thoughts, a willingness to carve out time to do nothing, a worthiness to not need to be productive, a worthiness to just be, a worthiness to just allow Source to wrap around you, a worthiness to just be, a willingness to not need to be active, a willingness to not need to do anything, a willingness to just sit in the ethers, a willingness to just let Source wrap around you and through you, a willingness to just wait until there's an impulse, and a willingness to let it be all right if there isn't one, a willingness to just let it be whatever it be, without any control of it, without trying to make it something, without trying to understand it. Just let it be just this silent space where there's nothing for you to do, nothing that needs to be done, nothing that should be done, nothing that hasn't been done, nothing that should have been done better. Just a willingness to just sit there and be. Just sit there and be. You and Source Energy just being. You and Source Energy just sitting there and being. Source Energy just flowing through you to every cell in your body. Every cell in your body being refreshed and uplifted. Not thinking about it. It's just happening. It's not your work. It's not something for you to think about doing. It's something that you're just letting be. You're just letting Source Energy have its way with you. You're just letting Source Energy love you and know you and flow to you and through you and refresh you and be you. That's what meditation is. It's just letting yourself be one with Source Energy. Just melding into what is Source Energy. Not being separate from, not proving to, not being smarter than, not even asking a question of. Just sitting and being one with Source Energy. Source Energy who has you as undivided attention. Source Energy who knows your value, who offers knowledge of value to you. A knowledge of value that is being absorbed by you at cellular level. The cells of your body, because of your quieted mind, are receptive to this source, are receptive to this refinement and this tuning and this refreshment and this uplifting. The benefit of this little bit of time of you quieting your mind and not trying to accomplish anything, just being. Even these words that we're offering, this is not chatter. This is conversation about just being. This is general conversation about just being the willing recipient of the energy that creates worlds, just letting it flow to you and through you, to you and through you, because it's the most natural thing in the world. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to be worthy of it. In fact, you can't stop it from happening. But sometimes you can allow it more. And that's the whole point of meditation, to just open your valve and allow this Source Energy, love, power, current, knowledge to just flow right into your experience. And at various degrees of readiness, blocks of thought will begin to occur to you. Now, Esther just translated the most powerful, dominant block of thought that we have ever offered to anyone about what the value of meditation is. So she got lots of words because she's been meditating and been in the receptive mode for a long time. But you got some too. Sometimes you're even in anticipation of what we're going to say. Not because you've been listening so much that it's logical about what we're going to say next, but because you are in the receiving mode and you're getting the understanding of what we're going to say next. You see how it works?